There's a sun, there's a crown under my feet. There is almost nothing in between. Now I'm left like a flag on top of the moon. Precious one, you have abandoned me.
We
are hungry.
and
We
want to.
eat polar bear.
So let's go for the ingredients!
No one knows your film.
So the first important thing is how to cook the polar bears. We use just a general tip for some cooking because last week we were in Lapland and we were looking for a polar bear. So we went hunting and we are now trying to find a way how to cook it best. You know you're a kebab house here and you have experience about how to meat.
With meat, we don't know anything
have
about
this
polar
You got polar bear.
polar bear. Yeah, it's
No, we
It's
have
a
a
strong-
polar bear, but we need a thing how to cook it, some experience. We are on the
because
spinning
we don't know
thing.
if the meat is good or
Actually, I worked in Alaska, so I know a bit about bears.
okay.
Oh,
Right.
But it doesn't really matter how you cook it, but if you want it to be tender, you should cook it in the oven for a long time, I think. It's quite a fatty meat and supposed to be quite chewy.
Yeah, but it's really big, the polar bear.
Like, but how big? I mean, you must have
Like,
not brought
It's not a baby. It's
No,
not
but
a baby.
I'm sure it's not in one piece.
No, we don't know.
Not in one piece. Okay.
Because is it in one
But-
piece?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
still in one
maybe we
piece.
can cut like just an arm or.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
should probably cut it because you won't be able to cook it all at one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
you'd
which-
have to make, if you want to grill it, you have to do it outside because you obviously can't grill in
On
it.
a bonfire.
Something like that. But you would still have to cut it into pieces because you wouldn't have a split that would be big enough to carry the
And-
weight of the bear.
And with what can we cook it? Like potatoes?
Potatoes, anything. It's served just, it's a wild game meat, so
Yeah.
you can cook it with pretty much anything.
Okay.
Potatoes and also plants. Do you have a special proper suggestion for plants? Which ingredients we can put in?
Herbs, you mean?
Herbs.
Herbs.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I would say thyme,
Anything.
sage,
Yeah.
like that, something like that. And then just salt and
Okay.
pepper.
Yeah,
kind
but
of to
just
your own
first
taste.
let's try to cut it. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
after,
you're gonna have to cut it into pieces.
Oh, okay.
Because it will be way too much for you to fit into any kind of oven.
Okay, yeah. And is it usually to cook polar bear or is it like a lot of
actually,
people
I
cook
have
it?
never heard anyone eating polar bear. But
No?
I mean, actually, they do. But in
Is it legal?
In
We
Iceland,
don't-
they
we
do
don't-
eat polar bear, but they eat it raw. So, I'm sure you don't want to do
No,
that.
no, no, no.
Now we want to find out if customers are interested in polar burgers, and we go into McDonald's. And we want to find out if people are interested to eat polar burgers by McDonald's.
Polar bear meat.
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
No, we just, we're a group of students and we do this survey and we would like to find out.
We're thinking about recipes about polar bear burgers. I'm interested.
Now we know that with potatoes and herbs is very good, but we want another recipe.
Let's move.
There's a sun, there's a crown under my feet. There's no
I'm sorry, do you speak English? I was wondering because we want to prepare a dinner with polar bear, and we got instructions that it's with potatoes and some herbs, but we are not sure what kind of herbs. Can you help me?
Yes, you can. This is more shop. Where you go is
Stockman?
no Stockman is okay, but it's a long trip. Is next is bus station in Kamppi.
Yeah.
You know, downstairs are coming in a coal market.
Okay, market.
Yeah.
So do you think they can help us with the polar bear because it's
Is it specialized in Finnish cuisine?
Yes, there is a big shop where it's really much is different herbs and berries and something
perfect.
systems.
Okay, thank you very much.
There you are.
Now we know which ingredients we need, like potatoes and herb, but we don't know how many, so we have to figure out how many.
And maybe another recipe.
Yeah. Sorry, can we ask you a question? We need some information about how much we need for several people. Because we want to cook a big meal and we need a lot of potatoes. The thing is, we caught a polar bear and we cooked it. Yeah, we now know that we need some potatoes and
herbs.
Yeah.
And we don't really know.
But
it's maybe better that you ask from our chef.
Okay.
That guy
Okay.
who is on the fish corner.
Oh, okay.
Get
Yeah.
us better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In between. Now I'm left like a flag on top of the moon. Precious
We want to prepare a big meal for a lot of people. And the thing is, we caught a polar bear. We hunted and we want to cook him. We now know that we need potatoes, herb and stuff like this, but we don't know how many potatoes we need. Could you give us some information about this?
How many people is that?
We don't know. It's not such a big. It's like 50 kilo.
50 kilos.
But maybe we should just cut apart and cook. Maybe like
part.
an arm or
Do you have
the fat. We don't know. We don't know anything about polar bear. Just the first
Do you
time.
have a special recipe?
No, not really.
Yeah. Have you already cooked something like that or?
What was the meal again?
A polar bear.
Polar beer.
Do you have polar bear here?
No.
Okay. Is it not common to eat polar bear in Finland?
No.
Have any polar beer?
But is it legal? Is it legal? Is it against the law or?
No, it's not. We
Okay.
don't have any polar bears over here. We don't.
Okay. Yeah, because last week we were in Russia and we checked it and so we don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, we don't have actually that much of normal beer.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but the polar bear flesh is really special, you know?
we don't have any of that.
Okay.
We want to cook a big meal, and we don't know how many potatoes we need. Maybe you have an idea, because
How many persons are you going to
But actually,
we caught a polar bear.
polar bear?
Yeah, we hunted him, and yeah, we have about 50 kilos of meat.
Yeah.
So when somebody told us that it's good with potatoes and herb and pepper and stuff,
How many persons are you going to be at the table?
let's say, I think we have to cut it first, and then maybe we cut it in
Yeah,
two pieces, and then
because we can't cook it in one time.
piece. Yeah, because we need a bonfire.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
how many persons are you going to be eating it?
It's just we don't want to invite people to it just because we went in Russia last week,
Oh.
so we accidentally kicked a polar bear, so we just bring it and we don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Maybe 20
Well, I
to
think-
30 people.
Okay, I think that's
Quite
too
enough?
much.
Too much?
Yeah, I think so. I think you will manage with maybe 4 stacks.
Four.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And do you have any special recipe?
For polar bears? Well,
Yeah.
actually we eat quite a lot of polar bears in Finland.
Ingredients?
Tomato.
Maybe vodka. You could put a little bit of vodka.
I like vodka.
Yeah.